Earlier this week, I heard a tad bit of gaming news. Supposedly, a Japanese gaming reporter had a scoop that Sega had some game-breaking news that was going to trump Sony's PS5 unveiling, almost leaning towards Sega was going to try to get back into the console gaming market. So the news was supposed to come out this morning. So lo and behold, I get home from work and I see all kind of YouTubers talking about it. The gaming news was that they're coming out with a new Game Gear Mini or a Micro, and it's about 1 inch to 2 inches long. Folks, I had a Game Gear when I was a kid. You know, I begged my parents for one. They got me one for Christmas, and it was one of the biggest letdowns I ever had. It was actually a tad bit, the graphics were, they weren't as good even as the Sega Master Systems was, and I just can't believe they're doing this. I just don't get it. I mean, it's so small. It's literally like 1 inch to 2 inches long. I mean, you're gonna break this thing, and they're wanting like $50 American for it. I think it's like 5,000 yen over in Japan. I don't know, that might be something Japanese gamers like, but when you got stuff like, I know people with still, you know, collect and buy 3DS units. I mean, I think they should have put their time and efforts into like a Sega Saturn Classic, kind of like Sony did with the PlayStation. Everyone's been, you know, asking for a classic forever of the Saturn. I mean, I'd buy that day one. And M2 is doing the emulation for it, which is a good thing, you know, because they did the emulation for the TurboGrafx 16 Mini and the Sega Genesis Mini and both Nintendo Minis, I believe. It comes in 4 colors, but here's the catch. They're just not. The color isn't just a cosmetic detail. Every color comes with 4 games. So you have to collect every single Game Gear Micro. One color's for action, one color's for RPGs, one color I think's for like puzzles, one color's for like racing games. When they could have just, if they was gonna do this thing, they could have just had one Game Gear and had like 12 games on it, you know. And the games aren't that good on Game Gear. They're just not that good. They never were. They were nothing. I remember when it was competing with like Game Boy or Game Boy Color at the time. You know, Game Boy just eat it up. And speaking of eating it up, it runs on 3 AAA batteries that last for 3 hours. 3 hours, which is exactly the same length of time the old Game Gear lasted on 3 AA's. You know, I would have thought they would have extended the battery life some. I don't know. It's just, this isn't breaking the internet, and it's not trumping Sony news of the PS5. But I think they actually delayed that today. I could be wrong, but I think they did. The other tidbit of news was they're coming out with something called Fog Gaming. It's got something to do with like Sega arcades that you can play at home. It's basically just emulation. It's basically like arcade emulation. I mean, not that anyone that I know of cares about Sega arcades. I mean, when you think of a Sega arcade, the only thing that comes to mind to me is Virtua Fighter and Daytona. I know they had a couple other games like Virtual On, but mainly it's when you think of Sega arcades, at least I did back in the day, it was Virtua Fighter, Virtual On, Daytona, Star Wars Arcade. But that's about it. I wouldn't say any of this was you know, internet breaking news, or they said it was going to stand the gaming industry on its head and spin them around. And no, this ain't news, man. This ain't news at all. I just don't understand. Oh man, Sega could just do so much stuff. They could bring out a new console. Man, and they could just like bring back some old games. I mean, if they brought out a new console, I would buy it. Even if they just rebooted the old games, like the old Sega Genesis games, Saturn games, stuff like Alcid Dragon, Musha, Cobra Command, Phantasy Star 5. Give me Phantasy Star 5. I'm always saying that. It's just tons of franchises, man. They could like bring up from the grave and just Decap Attack, Kid Chameleon, Golden Axe. Give us Golden Axe to Death Adder, the arcade version. I don't get it. I don't understand. They could potentially. I think they could potentially come back if they got somebody that knew what they were doing. I don't know. Just, you know, go old school with it. I believe they could give Sony a fight. But that's the news that I heard today. A big letdown. I've been looking on YouTube pages today and reading comments, and everyone's kind of the same opinion, and it was a big letdown. Everybody's kind of pissed about it. Yeah, but that's it. That's all I got to say today. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. God bless you and your families. Please give your life to Christ. Until next time, it's YouTuber BioArmor79. I'll holler at y'all later.